Hey everybody, it's Jasmine, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys a review on the brand new Urban Decay Stoned Vibes palette. Now, this palette was generously sent to me via PR by Urban Decay, and I was absolutely floored when I saw this packaging. Like, it is so beautiful. Now, I actually haven't really seen many reviews on YouTube about this palette, but I wanted to still give my honest thoughts and review in case you were eyeing this on Ulta or Sephora, or maybe the Urban Decay website. So this palette's going to retail you for $54, which is standard for Urban Decay palette prices. I always feel like they stick around $50, which to me is still fairly pricey. I think with the amount of shades that you do get in this palette, which are 12, I think $54, you know, that's definitely luxury, and that's definitely going to make this critique even harder. As you see here, I have dug into every single shade in this palette on my eyes. At the end of the video, I'm going to show you guys 3 different eye tutorials without me talking, but showing you guys the colors that I did use in case you do want to recreate the looks that I did, or if you want to see how they perform on the eyes. This palette is vegan and cruelty-free, which I absolutely love. I love to see it. I love to hear it. And while I show you guys the swatches, I'm going to read you guys some of the claims of this palette. Get inspired to create with the Stoned Vibes eyeshadow palette, a lineup of 12 all-new highly reflective vegan shades infused with genuine tourmaline to block bad vibes and take your look higher. Have it all with 8 creamy prismatic shimmers and 4 down-to-earth grounded mattes. Manifest good vibes with Oho, a multi-dimensional radiant blue, or dip into Opal Aura, a glowing iridescent shimmer. Whichever path you choose, Stoned Vibes will empower you to live your best life. On the box here, it does say that it is recommended that you do use your fingers with the shimmers here, and I do want to mention that in some of the demos you will see me use my fingers, but then you will also see me use a brush. And to be honest, I definitely see why they tell you to use your fingers, because this formula, when you do use it with a brush, although it works on a synthetic concealer brush, I also feel like it's really crumbly, it's a little bit dry, and it doesn't pick up well on the brush as opposed to the fingers, because you do have natural oils, your fingers are warm, so it'll kind of melt the powders in, and then once you transfer it on your eyes, it'll almost look more multi-dimensional and a little bit more on the metallic side. Generally speaking, when palettes do have this type of formula, I typically really love them, but this formula in particular, if you are comparing it to the Dose of Colors Desi and Katie Friendcation palette, that palette, the Friendcation, is so much more buttery, so much more smooth, and so much more pigmented than this. I feel like with a lot of these shades, you do have to build it up, and there are some days where I really just want to slap on a shadow and go. I don't really want to fuss. Although the end eye look is beautiful, and although your eyes literally look magical, I just feel like it could have been a little bit more pigmented. You do get 4 mattes here, which are located at the ends of the palette. Now, these ones are a little bit weird because it is not that pigmented either. These mattes, you really have to build it up, and I have a medium skin complexion. I mean, probably like right now, because I haven't been out in the sun, I'm probably like light medium, and even on me, this darkest shade right here, third eye, which is the purple, it is not dark enough. And I feel like if you are somebody who's like a true medium, maybe medium tan, or maybe you're a deep dark complexion, those mattes are not going to show up on you. Maybe the shimmers will, but what's the point in buying a palette if only the shimmers are going to be shown and you can't use the other 4? While I do admit that a lot of these shimmer shades are unique to my collection, I would have to say that I don't really think this is worth $54. Is it worth waiting for a sale? Yes, it is. Is it worth asking somebody for it for your birthday or Christmas? It is. It's definitely worth that. But I just wouldn't pay full price for this, simply because I feel like with trial and use of all of the shades, I think that even for me, as somebody who is a light medium complexion, it's hard to use some of the shimmers even with the finger. It's hard to get a whole bunch of pigment even with the matte. So I would say that, you know, I would wait for maybe a 50% off sale, or maybe a sale where you can stack your coupons. My favorite shades in the palette is definitely Tiger's Eye. I love a good, deep, multi-dimensional gold. I think that just makes my complexion look so much more brighter. It makes me look so much more awake. I also really loved this Bloodstone shade. I love these type of duochromes because it's red, brown, and then blue. But this formula is not my favorite formula. It's my favorite color, yes, but I feel like MAC's Boom Boom Room, which is discontinued, was far better than this one. But you know what? Because that MAC one is discontinued, you know, we have to settle. We have to settle for this. Jade is absolutely beautiful. I don't have a green like this in my collection that also has a beautiful gold undertone, and it really does shift in the light. All of these really do shift. So when you are indoors, it may look different than when you are outside, and that's kind of why I like the shimmers in here. But then again, I don't think I would pay $54 for this palette. Enough of me rambling about what I think about this palette. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys my 3 tutorials, and then I will do my final thoughts at the end of the video to close it out. Alright everyone, that wraps up this video. I hope you guys all really enjoyed. Now, in order for me to wrap up this video, I feel like it's important for me to almost give like my critiques to this palette, and I don't know if Urban Decay is gonna see this video, but I think also, you know, if the brand even watches this, or maybe if you are watching this and you are a huge Urban Decay fan, maybe this might be helpful. But recently Urban Decay launched their Moon Dust collection. I have one of their singles, and this one is in the shade Lithium. This formula is very similar with the shine that's given in the Stoned palette. That multi-dimensional shine that literally looks like you're in outer space, like so intergalactic, so extraterrestrial. It's beautiful, it really is. While I do understand that the Moon Dust collection had its own shine with the Moon Dust palette, I do feel like the Stone palette is supposed to be different because it has crushed up tourmaline. It's marketed towards somebody who is really spiritual, and I feel like you could have still executed that with this same formula, that same buttery, soft, and smooth formula that applies beautifully with both your finger and a brush. So if I were to give my honest thoughts and opinions, I would just say get some of the Moon Dust single eyeshadows. You won't be disappointed, and just get some of the shades that you feel like you would actually use. I know a lot of people, when they see a lot of shimmers in a palette, you know, they wouldn't use all of it. So, you know, to pick and choose with the singles, I think is really nice and amazing. And I also wanted to mention that I did use the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion in the first look, if you guys saw that. I didn't really feel a huge difference with my eyeshadows. I mean, I felt like even when I had concealer on my eyes, when I had that primer and some other primers on my eyes, I just felt like it was still not as pigmented. So that's just my thoughts and review on this palette. I would give it probably a solid 6.5 out of 10. And I hope you guys all really enjoy this one. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye. Peace out, Girl Scouts.